you ever feel like there are just so many elements and so many things involved in your wardrobe and your closet and your style and how to get dressed, and it just feels outrageously overwhelming and it leads to overthinking and you're just not having any fun with it? Today I want to share one simple tip that will change everything for you. As promised, today I'm going to share one piece of information that, while it is so simple, it will actually change the game when it comes to your style. I learned this piece of information a couple of years ago. I'm going to share the brilliant soul who I learned it from and how it works and how it can make an incredible difference with very little effort, really. It's a mindset situation, which you know is near and dear to my heart. Let me first introduce myself, and then I will get on to the good stuff about helping you understand what really matters with regards to building a wardrobe you love, to figuring out what to wear, to knowing what to edit, to knowing how to shop, to knowing what to pack for a trip, all the things. Hello, I'm Kristen from Kristen Kane Style. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. This community has grown quite a bit over the last few months. I love showing up here and sharing and teaching, so thank you so much for your support. I am a style and mindset coach, and what that means is that I have over 20 years of experience in closets and fitting rooms, and I help women create wardrobes they absolutely love wearing. And I do that by helping them understand what thoughts and limiting beliefs are running the show in the background of their mind so that they can manage their thoughts and their beliefs and create a different outcome. It's truly magic. If you would like my help, I work one-on-one with women inside my program called Style Therapy. There's a link down below for all the details. Here, I try to show up coaching on things that have either helped me, that have helped my clients, that you have asked about, and I will continue to do that. I realize that not everyone is in a position to work with me one-on-one, and I still want to make the tools and the techniques and the information that I have accumulated over many, many years. I am a perfectionist. I'm a really good researcher. So I have lots of information from my own lived experience and from my clients, and I want to share it with you. So that's why I show up here to do this every Friday. And when I'm not doing this, I am sometimes over on Instagram, but I'm usually working with clients. Let's talk about figuring out how to get rid of all of that overwhelm and all of the overthinking and all of the kind of just frustration that comes with feeling like there are so many things to do and you have no idea where to begin. First, I want to start by saying a huge thank you to Kendra Adachi. She is an author. If you are not familiar with her, she has a few books out. The one that I am going to refer to today is The Lazy Genius Kitchen. Her first book was The Lazy Genius Way, then The Lazy Genius Kitchen, and now there is also another book on time management called The Plan. I have read all three of them. I am truly forever grateful to you, Kendra. Thank you very much. And I want to talk today specifically about the Lazy Genius Kitchen. You can apply the Lazy Genius Kitchen ideas and concepts and tips to your closet. This idea from Kendra Adachi and her book, The Lazy Genius Kitchen, is really, truly deciding what matters and allowing that to inform everything else. And while this seems like, okay, well, that's not that groundbreaking, Kristen, that of course we have to decide what matters, I want you to really consider how different it would feel to get dressed if you really truly first decided what mattered so that flowed all the way through your wardrobe and your packing and we think that we're paying attention to what matters most, but often we are not. The main takeaway for me was that really truly a lot of things can matter and some things do matter and then some things matter most. So it's just, she has a brilliant way of distilling kind of complex, overwhelming information and ideas and areas of our lives and making them really simple and giving you a kind of a framework and checklists and steps to take action, which again, as a perfectionist, I absolutely love because I want kind of a prescription for how to make it work. And so in your wardrobe and your closet, or with packing or with shopping, depending on, you can apply it to all of it. You will see how that works. I urge you to ask yourself kind of 3 different questions, the same question, but continue to narrow the focus each time. And I would suggest you get out something to write with and that you really truly take the time to answer these questions because it will really truly shift everything for you in your wardrobe around the overwhelm that happens because of all the things that could be decided. And I think that it's just worth noting here that there is this idea of kind of a silent to-do list that is always running through our heads, or more specifically, always running through women's heads. I'm not sure that men operate in this same way. At this point, all of my clients are women, and I hear this often, that there's just this constant kind of background noise to-do list running all the time. And in addition to what's happening in our brain, that to-do list running all the time, we also are writing things down. We're putting notes in our phone all the time of all the things we need to do. And I notice with my clients and also with myself that it can get really loud. And it can get really loud on a daily basis. And then if we have a situation where we need to shop for something, or we're headed away to travel, or we have a special occasion coming up, the to-do list gets longer and the noise gets noisier. And so it's this idea, it's why I say, if there are pieces in your wardrobe that you just aren't wearing and you're never going to wear again, get them out of the closet. You don't have to get rid of them, but remove them from the closet, because then that noise doesn't happen because you're not seeing them. It literally is out of sight, out of mind. But when everything is in there, then you get to a certain blazer and you think, oh, I still haven't stitched down the lapel on that. And I really want to do that. And I want to be able to wear it. I need to move that to the front of the closet or put that on a list. I'm speaking literally of a blazer I can see from where I'm sitting that I have not stitched yet. And I really want to wear it. But it's just kind of this nagging to-do item. In addition, it could be this thing needs to go to the dry cleaners. Oh, I put this combination on, but I don't have a brown belt. I need to buy a brown belt. I never know what shoes to wear with these jeans. I need to spend some time on Saturday really trying things on, but I haven't done that. And then Saturday gets busy and you don't do it Saturday. So every time you look at those jeans or look at those boots, there's this noise in your head. And this question of what matters most helps to quiet that noise, because it lets you laser focus in on truly what matters most. You start with what could matter. What could matter? It could matter that you have 17 different brown belts of all different thicknesses, different belt buckles, different textures. That could matter. It could matter that you have all of your sweaters dry cleaned, regularly. It could matter that everything in your wardrobe is navy blue. I'm just tossing out ideas that a lot of things could matter. It could matter that you have a pair of shoes that go with every single outfit. Write down a list of what could matter within your wardrobe. It could matter that you have a great selection of scarves to wear. It could matter that you have all matching hangers. It could matter that you have better lighting in your wardrobe, in your closet. It could matter that you have 2 new pairs of jeans by the end of the week. There are lots of things that could matter. Once you determine what could matter, make a new list. What does matter? What matters to you? Do you actually care if you have new lighting in your closet? Do you actually care if you repaint it because the color's kind of drab? Do you actually care if you have 17 belts, or do you just want one great brown belt you can wear a whole bunch of ways? What could matter? Lots of things. It's kind of what could matter to everyone. Your best friend likes it this way, and your mom likes it this way, and your sister likes it this way, and your cousin likes it this way, and the influencers do it this way. What could matter? Those things could all matter to you. Then the next list gets it a little more focused, brings it a little bit tighter. What does matter? Well, it matters to me that I do have better lighting in my closet. Well, it matters to me that I have at least 2 belts I could choose from. Well, it matters to me that I have 2 navy blue sweaters and 2 navy blue blazers. I don't actually need a whole closet of navy blue, but I would like 2 navy blue sweaters and 2 navy blue blazers. I'm using just arbitrary examples. What could matter? The big picture. What does matter? And then the third list is going to be what matters most. What matters most to you? I don't actually care if I have any more navy blue. I think I have plenty, but I need better lighting. Matters most. I don't actually need a brown belt because I usually wear black shoes, and I've got a black belt I like, and I kind of like it when the belt matches the shoes. So for right now, what matters most is that I have the black belt that I wear, and I'm just going to polish the black shoes. That matters most because I haven't been wearing the black belt because the black shoes weren't polished. I think you get the idea. that what could matter is the big list, and it kind of is all the noise, all the things that you've heard or learned or thought that could happen in a closet. Well, Kristen said this, and a different person said this, and the influencer I follow on Instagram says this, and oh, my mom always said this. What could matter? And then what does matter? What actually matters to you? If you had all the time in the world and all the resources and you could do anything, what in your wardrobe does matter? And then since you don't probably have all the time in the world and all the resources, what matters most? And it doesn't mean you can't ever get to all the things that are on your middle list, on your matters list, but to get the needle moving in the right direction and to begin to quiet some of the noise and gain momentum and grow your style self-trust, which I promise you is the thing that makes getting dressed effortless and has you showing up in clothing that looks and feels incredible and aligned and authentic for you. Style self-trust is the thing that gets you there. And so if you can focus on what matters most and begin to take action on just those things, put aside the list that matters and the list that could matter, you can pull from those once you handle the things that matter most. So if it matters most that you find a brown belt, then all of a sudden your shopping becomes really easy because what you're going to look for is a brown belt. And if what matters most is that you have better lighting in your closet, then your next step becomes really clear-cut and simple. You're going to go on Amazon or you're going to go to your local hardware store and you're going to see what kind of lighting options you have for inside the closet. So this what matters most list will likely have some to-dos on it. Go buy a new brown belt, figure out how to have better lighting in your closet, maybe buy a new pair of jeans that are more comfortable. It will inform kind of what you do next to move the needle towards having incredible style that is just effortless. In addition, the what matters most can also be kind of the things that truly matter to you in the pieces and the outfits that you're wearing. So what matters most to me, one of the things is that my clothing is comfortable. I really want to be able, if someone were to decide at a moment's notice that we were headed away on an airplane, I want pretty much the outfit that I'm wearing to be able to translate into a travel outfit. I want to be able to sit on the plane in a pair of pants without feeling like I have to unbutton the top button. So what matters most to me, one of those things is comfort. Along those lines, I wear cashmere, I don't wear wool. I'll drop in again that this is Quince. And if you are not familiar with Quince Cashmere, I'm a Quince partner very proudly. They are not sponsoring this video, but they did gift me this sweater. There is a link down below for all the Quince that I love. I don't wear wool because it's not comfortable on me. So I prefer cashmere. I know now that what matters most to me is my clothing is comfortable, and the most comfortable fiber against my skin is usually cotton or cashmere. So that's largely what my wardrobe is made up of as far as my tops. In addition, Levi's kind of matter most to me. I love Levi's more than any other jeans. So if I'm going to go shop for new jeans, what matters most to me usually is that I check out Levi's first. All of the overwhelm and the decisions that you haven't made and kind of the running to-do list in your closet, you can decide what matters most, and you can then allow that to inform you moving forward. And I know that a lot of women, when we talk about this inside Style Therapy, are worried that we're just going to get rid of the bigger list and we're not ever going to get to that. And that really isn't the point, because usually what happens is once you really clarify what matters most to you about getting dressed and style and your wardrobe and your closet, and you begin to take action towards satisfying those things, the rest of it doesn't matter as much, because, no pun intended, because you've decided what matters most. And so those things that could matter, you realize they maybe matter to someone else, or they'll maybe matter in another season in my life, but they don't matter most to me right now, so I'm not going to worry about them. I want to give just an example from the kitchen book so that you can see it the way that it was kind of written and the way I first learned it. One of the things that was offered as an example was wooden spoons. And that wooden spoons are something that most kitchens have. And with wooden spoons, there's kind of a decision to be made of what matters most. And in this example, it was, does it matter most that they are easy to clean and you don't have to be precious with them, and you always have one readily available, and you can put them in the dishwasher because you don't want to hand wash them and you don't want to worry about whether your family is hand washing them. You just want to have wooden spoons to be able to use regularly and use them hard and run them through the dishwasher and replace them when necessary. That could be what matters most to you about a wooden spoon. It could also be that what matters most to you is that you have a hand-carved artisan spoon that someone local carved, and that it's a beautiful work of art, and you nurture the wood with a special oil, and it's maybe multicolored, several different woods combined, and it feels really amazing in the hand, and you're going to keep it. It's an heirloom. You're going to keep it for years. Those two things really don't exist together. They can't both matter most, because you're not going to put the handmade, beautiful. Now it could matter most that you have for entertaining some really beautiful wooden spoons or wooden serving pieces. And what matters most to you day to day is that you can put your wooden spoons in the dishwasher. So you have some that you can put in the dishwasher and some that you don't. But you can already probably tell that that's going to get a little confusing, because what if someone else is helping you clean up the kitchen and they accidentally, unbeknownst to you, put one of the really good wooden spoons in the dishwasher and it gets ruined? If you can decide which one matters most, either I am only going to have these, and not that that still couldn't happen, but likely if that's the only kind you have, you are going to behave differently with those wooden spoons than you would if you had both, where the error could occur that it could end up in the dishwasher. For some reason, that example stuck out to me because it became really obvious that I get to choose which one matters. If I just want to buy a bag of wooden spoons inexpensively at any given store, and I want to run them through the dishwasher until they are no good, and then I want to buy another bag, that is allowed to be what matters most to me. I can understand that it could matter that I have these beautiful hand-carved spoons, but it doesn't have to matter to me. And I think that's really worth mentioning here, that we're allowed to give ourselves permission to decide what matters and act accordingly. There's so much input in the world right now. There's so, with social media and just being able to be online and have so much influence always around what we wear, that it's easy to get overloaded and feel like it all matters. Well, it matters if I have necklaces that match all my sweaters, and it matters if I have a sweater in every color, and it matters if I have belts to wear with every pair of shoes. It doesn't have to matter. You get to decide what matters most to you, and by deciding what matters most, you free up so much brain space so that you don't have to make the decision every time you're getting dressed. Oh, right, but does it matter? Does this matter? Does that? I want to loop the kitchen example back to closets and clothing. So t-shirts, for instance. With the wooden spoon example, we could use t-shirts. You could be someone who liked the wooden spoons that are going to go in the dishwasher and you're going to replace them when they wear out. You could buy a relatively inexpensive t-shirt in lots of colors or multiple of the same color, wear them hard, wash them hard, put them in the dryer, not worry about them, and just have them kind of be on rotation. What matters most to you is the ease of being able to care for them and clean them and wear them and have them perform for you at that level. You could also decide, like the handmade wooden spoon, to have t-shirts that are a more artisan variety. They could be hand dyed. They could be just a much more expensive brand, and you're not ever going to put them in the dryer. You might not even be putting them in the washing machine. You might be hand washing them because they're silk. What matters most to you about a t-shirt could be in that realm. Neither is wrong. It's just that if you don't identify what matters most to you, then there's that noise of, I need new t-shirts, but I'm not sure which one to buy, and I don't know what brand to buy. And should I spend $80 on a t-shirt? Should I spend $180 on a t-shirt? Or is $8.99 and that plenty? It just gets really overwhelming in your mind when you haven't clarified what matters most to you. What matters most to me is a t-shirt I can launder. I have had t-shirts that were more expensive. I still needed to be able to launder them. Then their shape didn't hold up, or they didn't hold up as well. I had spent more money on them. I realized that a better brand t-shirt doesn't matter to me. I want a t-shirt that functions well. So what matters most to me is that that t-shirt functions well and can be laundered easily. There is no wrong answer here. It's just when everything matters, nothing matters, which we've heard, I think, in a lot of different places in our lives, probably, that if everything is a priority, nothing is a priority. If we're trying to be all things to all people, we can't really be special to anyone. If we don't narrow down all of the noise and all of the choices, all of the options, all of the ways to operate and to get dressed and to pack a suitcase and to shop and to edit, we need to decide what matters most. That can be what matters most right this minute when I'm getting dressed. What matters most? Let's see, it's really cold outside. So what matters most to me is that I'm warm. So that might change what I thought I was going to wear, because I've decided that what matters most is my temperature. I want to make sure I have the layers I need to stay warm. It could be what matters most is I feel really feminine because this is a date that's really important to me, and I'll feel better if I feel feminine and a little sexy. And so I'm going to choose my outfit according to what I've decided matters most. But even before the day-to-day, if you can kind of pull back and take a moment and create this list of what could matter, kind of all the things, all that noise that's popcorning around in your head that says, oh, but I need to do that. Oh, and if I did this. Oh, and if I did that. And if I had this. And if I did this. And if I changed that. And oh, if I would just do this. All of that could matter. And then get clear from there and really sit with yourself and decide what does matter. What does matter to me? Do I care if I ever have a pair of Manolo Blahnik heels? I personally don't. That I'm past that point in my life where heels are something I'm really excited about at all. And so that isn't something that matters most to me, but it might to you, and that's okay. Get clear on what matters. Weed out the things that are definitely not for you and get a tighter list going. And then look at that list and really truly decide what matters most. What matters most on this list? And then take action from there. Because when you can use this as kind of the filter, the example that comes up is kind of like sifting for like fool's gold. I think I did that somewhere as a kid. So really, truly, you're using it as a filter. You're looking at what could matter, and then you're running that through a filter of, but what does matter to me? And then you're running that through a filter of what matters most right now in this season of my life with the resources and the energy that I have, what matters most? You know, it matters most that I have t-shirts that I can launder easily, that are comfortable to wear in the right colors. It matters most that I find a brown belt, and it matters most that I hang figure out new lighting in my closet. Then all of that other noise isn't as big and overpowering and overwhelming. And when you open your closet and some of the noise might start, you can remind yourself right now, what matters most is new lighting, a brown belt, and having t-shirts that I can wear and launder easily. All of those other things can get moved onto the matters most list later, but you want to focus on the things you decided matter most now, because that's going to free up a lot of brain space and it's going to grow your self-trust, because once you have the brown belt, you're going to think, hooray, it's a win. I found the brown belt. And when you open your closet the first day that you have new lighting in there, it is such a win. You're going to realize, wow, I'm actually capable of sifting through this big pile of what could matter and deciding what matters and taking action on it. So I hope that that is helpful to you. I cannot tell you how often I rely on this idea of what matters most, even when I open my own closet doors and I see that something needs to be refolded or something needs to happen, and I really truly can assess what matters most to me right now. I don't need to pay any attention to that. I can straighten that up later. Or when I'm shopping, I can really truly get clear on what matters most to me. What matters most to me is comfort. What matters most to me is that I can launder it easily. What matters most to me is that it fits in my color wheelhouse. My color palette is pretty dialed in. I don't want to bring in something that isn't going to work and is going to make it more difficult to get dressed. Your what matters most do not have to be what mine are or what anyone else's are. But if you can get clear on what they are, it makes it so much easier to know what steps to take towards having a style and a wardrobe you love wearing. Thanks so much for being here. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, I'm at Kristen Kane Style over there. I would love to have you join me. You can join my email list down below. If you're not already on that, please get on it. And style therapy is the way we work one-on-one together. If you're ready to do that, all the details are down below. And if you want to keep learning today, I'm going to put a video here about non-negotiables. I think you'll find a lot of similarities between the non-negotiable idea and the what matters most idea. Thank you so much for your support. I really, really appreciate you. I hope you have a beautiful week, and I'll be back next Friday.